guys, welcome back to the Big Sew Along. I'm Ginny and this is Friday, which means that this is an episode of Friday Sews, which I have not done for a while. So I'm really excited. Anybody who watches my channel will know that from last week that I was out of town for a few days. I went to Bloomington, Illinois to visit my nephews. I have two nephews who live there. My mom and her husband drove down from Casper, Wyoming to Bloomington, and I flew from Detroit to Bloomington, and we all met there. Yeah, and my oldest nephew has 3 kids. They're all like little kids, like between 6 and 2. My youngest nephew just had a baby. Actually, his girlfriend had the baby. He didn't have the baby. That would be miraculous. But they just had a baby. I think their baby is a little over a month old right now. Yeah, so we all went down there to see the new baby and to catch up with my nephews who I have not seen in, gosh, it's been 2 years, I think, at least 2 years now. Yeah, so we had a great time. I will say, I have been on a plane once before since the pandemic shutdown. I went to Chicago back in May for a friend's birthday. Usually when I travel, I always travel really lightly. I don't like to pack a lot of stuff. I take a lot of things that I can wear more than once. That way I can just take a bag on with me and be done with it, which is what I did this time. However, because my nephew's kids are like grade school age, I packed some of these things. I'll see if I can get them in the picture here. This is my little aardvark. These are little amigurumi that I make. They're just crocheted stuffed animals. That's the aardvark. Here's my little bluebird. Yeah, so I'm a little bit obsessed with making these, especially with, like, when I'm watching TV in the end of the day. I like to make these because it's sort of mindless, but it keeps my hands busy. But the thing that I do, you guys, is, so I packed, like, 3 or 4 of these in my suitcase with my other stuff to give to the kids. And the thing that I like to do is, I'm going to hold it on my hand here. I fill this part right here with this stuff, which is like, you won't be able to see what it is, but it's like sand. But they're glass microbeads, and they're the things that they use to make pinwheel blankets. But weighted blankets. This is what they use in weighted blankets. So I fill the body part of these toys with the glass beads so that they can sit up, and otherwise they just topple over. They're just like really light and fluffy. So yeah, I threw a few of those in my suitcase on top of my clothes, and I went to the airport and I was off, and I got pulled over by the TSA because apparently this weighted glass stuff, when it's in a suitcase, looks like some sort of combustible material. Who knew? So, you know, I won't do that again. It took me a while to explain what I was doing, and they had to like really like feel in them and make sure that whatever, it was bonkers. But anyways, yeah, so there was that. And then we went to dinner with my nephew and his kids one night at this pizza place in town that also has, it's like a permanent carnival kind of place. They have just like little mini rides that little kids can ride. And they have a few ones for like older kids too, but it's not an amusement park, but it's not a carnival. It's somewhere in between the two. And the whole time we were there, so we went and had dinner, and then we walked around the amusement park part. And the kids were having a great time, but literally every time they went anywhere near a ride, all I could think was, oh my God, this is like a giant petri dish full of germs. And I would never, I have to say, I've been to this place before. I probably went there a million times myself as a kid. I've been places like it many times. This is the first time I ever went to a place like that and was really like thinking about like the germ situation. So that's what COVID has done to all of us, although it did not bother the kids in the least, so that's good. Okay, so that's really all about my trip. My mom and my stepdad, like I said, drove down from Casper, Wyoming, and then they drove me home to Detroit, and they stayed here with me with my husband and I for a few days before they went on the rest of their trip. They're going down to Kentucky and Texas to see some other relatives and stuff. But driving from Bloomington to Detroit, it's about a 6-hour drive, maybe 6.5-hour drive. It's kind of a straight shot. But the good thing is that a little over halfway between the two, we get to Kalamazoo, Michigan. And in Kalamazoo, there is a Fields Fabrics that is literally right off the freeway. I mean, it's like maybe a mile off the road. So my very kind stepdad, John, agreed to let us stop and have a gander at the fabric store. I think he actually wanted to stop anyways, because I'm pretty sure he wanted like coffee and a bathroom, but he didn't say that. So I thank him anyways, because Fields Fabrics was awesome. I haven't been there for a while. I pass that same Fields Fabrics whenever I drive to or from Chicago, so my husband and I have stopped there several times. But it's just been a long time since I've driven to Chicago. It's a short flight and it's an easy flight, so these days I usually just fly. Well, pre-pandemic I was just flying. I haven't, So anyway, we stopped, and as it turns out, they were having a sidewalk sale. It was all inside. Most of the fabric was 20% off. So I thought I would show you what I got. The first thing I got was, and I already have this on a board, but you can see, black silk organza. I got 3 yards of this. $9.98 a yard before the sale. So what is that, like $8 a yard or something for silk organza? I was beyond thrilled. The only thing I'm not thrilled with is that I only got 3 yards. I mean, what was I thinking? Just get some more. So anyways, this, I don't know any of you guys who are, who follow Tina Gibbons, or who are on, I think if you're a club member, I can't remember what level you have to be. Tina Gibbons is doing a sewing workshop right now. I think her videos are all on YouTube, but you have to be like a member to watch them or whatever. Anyways, so she's releasing some new patterns for that as she goes through, and I think she's doing it for 8 weeks. I've really only seen the first 2. The first one, or maybe I've seen 3 videos, because the Cleo's pattern was the first 2 videos, and then I saw the most recent one, which was Kiani, I think that's right. This is the pattern here, not that you can tell because it's just a printout, but I'll put a picture up here for you. This is the Kiani. It's essentially her treacle slip that she's famous for. Anyways, that's what I'm going to use this black silk organza for, is a Kiani / treacle slip, and I'm super excited for that because I've wanted to make that slip forever, and the pattern just, she hasn't actually had a pattern for that. That was part of her more couture line for a long time. Anyways, that's what that organza is going to be. Then I found this kooky stuff, and I really got it because it looks like, I don't know if you can see the color in here. Maybe if I hold something black underneath it, you'll see. It's actually like a cobalt blue and black mesh, but it's not really like, it's not a really fine mesh. It's actually a little bit stiff. And it's got this embroidered edge on both ends. So it's got a little bit of stretch this way, but none this way. Well, a little this way, but more this way. Anyways, it's a little bit heavier than, like, because it's got all these little beads and these color things, the black and the blue. It's all like an embroidered knob bump on there. Anyways, it's really textural, but it's sheer. Anyways, I was thinking about using it to make this Sandra Betzina top, and this is Vogue 1515, this top right here. Now this actually calls for boiled wool, low pile fake fur, silk dupioni. That's it. Not a knit, but I wonder if I can get away with it with that. And I might actually, if I have enough of the silk organza left over, I thought I could underline it with the silk organza. Anyways, that's my idea. I don't know if I'll stick with that or if I'll use that for something else, but that was my idea for it. Then I got another piece of silk, and this one is also already on a board, but I'm going to show you what it looks like. I've been really good about putting all my new fabrics on boards. I just haven't got all my old fabrics on the boards yet. This is a silk shantung in a super hot pink color, which is currently, you will notice as we go through these, this is currently a favorite color of mine. This is 3 yards. Again, I got this at, I already said that. I got this. This is also washed. That's why it looks like this. It's been washed. And my organza's been washed also. But I think I'm going to use this for the other new Tina Gibbons pattern, which is the Cleos. And there's a pant and a top in the Cleos pattern. This would be for the top. Again, on that one, I'm not 100% sure that's what I'm going to use it for, but that was my original idea. And we'll see. That, by the way, that silk shantung was $14.95 or something, just under $15 before the sale. So again, a really good deal. And then I got this piece, and I think I only have like 1 3/4 yards of this. This is a wool. That's what one side looks like. That's what the other side looks like. It's not a heavy wool, but it is a little scratchy. So it's definitely like for a jacket or something. I took everything that I had left of this, which like I said, was maybe 1 3/4 yards. So I don't honestly know what I'm going to do with that, but I fell in love with those colors. I love it. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with that. Okay. Believe it or not, that's really all I got at Fields Fabrics, because I was trying to be nice and not make my mom's husband wait in the car for too long. It did take me an hour to get those 4 pieces, so I figured I should just call it a day and be on my way. I should say, you guys, that if you're in Michigan, Fields Fabrics has several locations. They have that one in Kalamazoo, and then I think they have 3 in the Lansing or East Lansing area. You would have to like Google it to see. They do have an online shop. However, I checked it out, and their website is really is not easy to navigate, and they don't have anything close to what they have in the stores. So if you happen to be in Michigan near Kalamazoo or Lansing, for sure check out Fields Fabrics. Before I left, I had a little email announcement from Stone Mountain and Daughter saying that they were having a 20% off sale. So naturally, I went and trolled around a bit, and I got a few things. The first thing I got was this black and white. I think this is a ponte. It's some sort of a double knit, but I think it's a ponte. And it's wide. It's 60 inches wide, and I think I have 2 yards of this. I've washed this already. It washed up super soft. It was much stiffer than this when I got it. My idea for this was to make this Maker's Atelier the Big Easy. The one in the background here, I don't know if you can see, it has a like a cowl neck. I've made that one before. I love that one. I've been wearing it for years now, and it's getting really pilly. So I thought I would make another one in this really cool stripe. Then I got this. This is a rayon shalley, and in the photograph it looked black and white, but when you actually get it, those stripes look really silver, and I think this is really pretty. Again, this is super soft and drapey now that it's washed. It was not as drapey before I got it. And also check out the selvage on that, you guys. Like that turquoise teal color. So cool. I have to figure out some way to use that because I really love that. Yeah, so this is either going to be a pair of Tina Gibbons Plinka pants, which is really my go-to, or this Merchant & Mills, the 101 trouser, which I have made before. I made it years ago, and I will say it's one of my favorite things to wear. I've almost worn those pants out, so I feel like I should just make another pair. So that's that. Then I got this. This is another rayon shalley, and I wasn't really, I see what I mean about the color being like kind of a theme. Can you tell? So yeah, this is like a hot pink leopard print rayon shalley. I wasn't so sure about this when I saw it online because you just never know with animal prints, but I have to say I really love it. The print on this is actually a little bit lighter than it looked on the website. It looked really black and pink. This is definitely more of like a gray and pink. And I think what I'm going to do with this, the reason I bought this was to make the Cottage shirt from the Sewing Workshop, which is this one right here. I'm working on my first version of this right now, and I'll see how I like it. But I've seen many of those online, and I think it's a really cool top. So I think that's what that will be. And then the last thing I got from Stone Mountain was this small piece. This is like a silk twill. It's heavier. It feels like the weight of a 4-ply, but it isn't a 4-ply. It's actually got like a twill weave to it, which I know you can't see on the camera, but yep, again, more of that super hot pink. I'm just really in love with this color at the moment. anyways, I'm always in love with this color. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this was a remnant they had. So it's 1 3/8 yards. Is not a lot. But I had to take it. So my original thought for that was to make this top from Cutting Line Designs. It's called the This or That top. Is it This or That? Yeah. It's this sleeveless version here. Is like a really simple square cut top. Nothing to it. This particular one, I really love the way it fits. I've made it a couple of times before. I made it once like several years ago in like a really beautiful silk and rayon velvet, and that was like one of my favorite makes of all time. So I will probably use that, but while I was at Field Fabrics, I got this thing called the Simple-Elegant Tee. I'm going to take it out so there's no glare. It is called the Simple-Elegant Tee. Well, that didn't really work. There's still a glare. Only now it won't stand up. Okay. This is by a company called CNT Pattern Company. And again, this is, they're out of New York, I think. So this is a short, medium, or long tee with a kimono cap or dolman sleeve. I believe we call that a grown-on sleeve these days, but whatever. Yeah, so I will either use this one from Cutting Line Designs or this one from CNT Patterns for that silk twill, just depending on my mood when I go to cut it. Okay, so that is it for my Friday sews, you guys. I will be back next Tuesday, hopefully with a version of the Cottage shirt to talk to you guys about. Until then, have a great weekend. Definitely check out all of the other Friday sews. Just type in the search bar here on YouTube, type in hashtag Friday sews. There are always a ton of really good ones. What else? Yeah, come back next Tuesday and see what else we're up to. Until then, happy sewing.